Uh-oh. This is the final day of the Hobie Championship on Caddo Lake. I had moved up into second place after day 2 and was hoping that the area that Brian and I had been sharing just had a few more fish for this final day. We were now on the day after the cold front, and I was not anticipating good things. Things were really, really cold. It was below freezing when we launched. The water had dropped like 15 degrees in temperature since practice, so I didn't think it was going to be good. I was wrong. Apparently these southern fish, even though they hate cold fronts in the spring, they really like them in the fall. I don't know. Good fishing, caught a lot of fish, and I think this one is going to be more exciting and fun to watch than the previous two. Caught a lot of fish, had a really good time. Hope you enjoy. You know what it means when your 360 sounds like this? Listen.
Oh, you know what?
I'm hoping it's just cold.
It is probably.
It's only
cold.
when it goes in one direction that it
But
does that.
check your.
It's not making that noise anymore. I bet it was ice.
Yeah, it's probably ice. But it's good to check those once in a while.
Yeah, I know nothing about kayaks.
You know what it means when it sounds like this? Good luck, y'all.
Good luck, man. Morning.
Morning. Racing through the flat.
But I mean, yeah, that spot, I sat on it from 10 o'clock to noon and never had a bite. So it's not like they're just everywhere. You probably thought I was about to get a bite, but I did not. It was actually pretty slow for a while. I started off on this little cypress point where I'd caught a couple nice fish over the past few days, but things were not really happening for me. And oh my goodness, for the people that I don't actually know if this is a thing that's happening, but if you're watching this and you're like, man, you're on the best spot and he's right there and he's catching all his on a topwater, why don't you throw a topwater? This little next bit is for you guys. So first thing in the morning, I'm trying to kind of keep with the moving bait theme, because in my opinion, if you're going to catch a big one, it's going to be probably when it's, you know, up, moving around, feeding, off guard, which is what these fish were doing first thing in the morning. So I was trying to, you know, catch one. I threw the chatterbait, threw that topwater around, and now I've picked up that swim bait. I still haven't touched the worm just because I feel like my odds of catching, you know, a 15-incher, if I reel it in front of a school of fish, a little one is going to be a lot more likely to grab that. And at this point, it's the final day. I want to catch big fish, so I'm keeping that in mind. So that one did not feel small in the way that it bit, and also in the way that it did not really move when I set the hook. But like I said, those EWG style hooks are just horrible if you want to hook every fish that bites. It's just part of it. You're going to lose some on it, and I hate that I had to use that, but that was my only option given the grass. So did I rush that fish? I don't know, maybe a little, but what I know is when you're dealing with big line, I mean a 17-pound line and a 4/0 hook, if you set the hook hard, you should just be able to kind of manhandle them, and that's the best way to land them, especially with a hook that's not great at hooking them. You just got to really keep the pressure and hope they don't get any slack, but I don't know. I just hate EWG style hooks. They're terrible if you ask me. I think I put the swim bait down for a little while after that because it was not doing me any good to hook those nice fish if I couldn't land them. So even if the other bait was not gonna get as big of a bite, I needed to put some fish in the boat. And it was already slow, so finally getting those 2 bites and losing them both was not very good for my mentality. I didn't know how many fish I had left, and so each time I'm losing a fish, I don't even know if, there's going to be 5 more left for me. But I had to just put my head down and keep doing my thing.
On the board. My 4th bite. I'm kind of sucking right now. Stay kind of far out because this whole area right here is where they're at. Yeah, that'll work. Hey, Brian, doubled up. I didn't get 2, but I'm saying we both have one. I got my 2nd now, though.
So this entire time, Brian had been absolutely thrashing them, and I could see them all. I mean, I could see him eat his bait, the whole 9 yards. It was pretty cool. And eventually he did hit the point where he knew he had the tournament won. He said, hey, man, come on over. So that is what I did.
Oh! What? All right, hold on. Don't move so I can get right where you're at if you don't mind. I'm coming right now. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. I think I got like 94.
Right now?
Yeah.
Congrats, dude. Congrats.
I want you to get them too. So.
Congrats. What'd you say?
Now I'm on the very spot the tournament has been won from on a topwater. So I should just throw a topwater, right?
Really? Gosh dang it, he missed it. And he fouled my bait up. Gosh, that was a big one too. Landed right on him. Try that just one more time. Gosh dang it. Just how it be, huh?
So now I'm sitting here right next to Brian on the best spot in the whole lake. Undoubtedly, there are fish coming up, breaking on shad sporadically. I am landing my walking bait on top of these fish, and the best thing that I can get to happen is have one roll on it and miss it.
It looked like it was in his mouth when he came out of the water.
I don't even know. I missed that.
Missed it. I swear he had it in his mouth when he came out of the water. Oh, what?
I'll get into this a little later, but there was something about the bait Brian was using. I tried several different walking baits, and I would get one to slap at it every now and then, but these fish were absolutely launching themselves out of the water at his bait. And also, he had caught a few while I had been there, big ones. So I was just trying to find something that I could at least get them to eat, even if I wasn't going to get as many bites. I picked up the worm and threw it to where the fish had been biting our baits.
Now, spit it back out. Baby.
Sorry for not showing the fish to the camera or anything. There was definitely a sense of urgency because I knew that these fish were not going to just continue to bite all day, and I felt like I had to get right in a hurry. Wasn't as worried about filming.
Dude, I'm like the worst grass fisherman of all time. But that tells you how good the spot is all it is. Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Is that 5?
That's 4. So if I get one more, it'll probably be worth some money, no matter what way you slice it. I'm hoping this one's 15, but I don't know if he's that big. Yeah, he's 15.
Brian didn't have great cell service at the spot, so he left to go and upload his fish, and I stuck it out and kept fishing. And here I go picking up that dang swim bait again. It was hard to put it down because I caught a really big one on it the day before. These fish were really dialed in on bait fish, so it was a good bait to throw, but I couldn't throw one on a jig head because there was so much grass. Doing my best to rig it so that that hook is ready to come out and get them. It's just not good. I'm going to slow it down because I don't think I did anything wrong. You're about to see the bite. There's the bite. I'm winding the whole time through the hook set. Even as soon as I feel it bite, I'm winding before I'm leaning because I can hear all my buddies who like using this type of hook in the back of my head. Oh, you just got to reel into them. Whatever, man. EWG hooks just suck. So you'll notice as soon as that bait hit the water, I took 3 really fast turns of the reel handle. That is to get all the slack out because the wind was kind of making a bow, and I didn't want to risk having not a great hook set to the fish because there was a bow in my line. Come here, fish. Come here, fish. Come here, fish.
The amount of confidence I have in a 6-inch white glide bait is unreal. I've caught so many fish on them. Got it. On the glide. That gets me going, man. Catching them on, like, because every time you feel something eat this, your mind just, you know, automatically is like, thinks it's a giant. Time to drag a worm for a little bit. Yeah, it's a nice one. As soon as it hit the bottom. That's how it is. They only want to, like, you know, it has to like react, make them react. They just like, all right, I'm throwing the glide again. Yeah. I won't tell you no. Oh yeah, no, you can, yeah. I mean, I guess we can call AJ first, but can Nolan fish out of my kayak? Here, I'll throw over you. About to see what the heck everybody's getting their ass kicked by. All right, there it is. Is this the one you've been using?
I used that one on day one, I think.
It's, yeah, 'cause it's got like meat on the hooks.
I can't explain why, but if you fish grass, you've probably experienced this. Sometimes it's not even with a slow moving bait like a worm. Sometimes it happens with moving baits, but when you're in the grass, there's times, and it's especially when the fish are kind of in a weird mood, you'll get most of your bites as soon as the bait lands. And that's what kept happening on this swimming worm. It happened throughout all 3 days. I don't know why. It was something, they weren't just in an all-out frenzy. It had to surprise them and make them react.
I don't think it's that big. It's nice.
Is that the glide?
No. Worm.
That's again pulling against the wind.
It's a good one. I don't know if he's 18.
Of course, I was off on the last one. Maybe 17.
Yeah. Guess what? On the drop, bars I could throw on the worm again. Uh-oh. Just got one hook. Yeah. Oh, he felt so much bigger than that. My rod stopped when I set it. Fish everything. You know what it is. This one's being stupid and he's holding his tail like this. You can make money at these getting the last check. In a dang bass boat, you don't make money doing anything. Where? Oh, I might be able to reach that. I wonder if we need to slide further out. Oh, they're still going. You just got bit. Oh my gosh, they're blowing up everywhere. I don't know where to throw. I'm gonna throw to this one over here. Yep. Oh, it's on. There's one right here. Missed him.
You've heard this before in terms of tournament fishing. People often say, when it's your time when it comes to winning a tournament. And here we are, Brian and I. Brian has told me to come and fish beside him. I'm fishing beside him. He has now given me one of his baits, and we are both fishing. I throw out there. They miss mine. He throws out there. Big one eats it. And he's throwing back fish that don't help him because he's caught so many big ones already that it doesn't matter. But I'm out there still trying to catch some of this size. And, you know, I wasn't upset about it. It just kind of goes to show. And there were so many more things like this that I experienced, and truly was not bummed about it. Just sometimes it's not your time, and I was just happy to be doing well and probably making some money.
That's the difference between where I'm sitting at and where you're sitting at. They come up all around us. We're throwing at them. One smacks yours, and I miss my. I think that's the 5th topwater bite I've had today. I have not hooked one yet. Haven't even felt one. But I will say, I threw your bait in there, and he jumped on it pretty quick.
You picked up mine. That was the one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was what it bit, but it didn't hook. I didn't hook it. Got that one. Yep. I don't know how big it is. It looked like a good one when it rolled on it. One hook. Yeah, it's a good one. This dude sucks so bad. He was fishing my spot with me, and I had to literally give him a bait so he could catch fish. think he's gonna help. Oh, but the one that was with him would have helped. This is one of those kayak tournament fish. I don't think he's gonna help. Where were they going? I couldn't even tell. I can tell now. Oh.
The more the sun got up, the smarter these fish got. They continued to school sporadically, but it got to the point where you could land a bait in the middle of them and they would completely ignore it. I tried swim baits, flukes, the glide bait, jerk bait, anything you can imagine for schooling fish, because that is definitely one of my strengths, is fish that are chasing bait like this, but they were just really smart.
I do think I'm going to slide just a little further forward and see, because I would like to be able to reach those ones that keep coming out of range. They're wising up. He's not that much bigger, but he's gonna help. Okay, just made another upgrade. 17 and a half.
That was pretty much it for that spot. The fish quit schooling after that last catch, and I couldn't get bit anymore. Fished around for a little while longer there and decided to move and look to get a big bite, because I was watching the leaderboard and I needed at least an 1.5 inch upgrade, and most of the fish I was catching there were 17 to 18 inches, and so those weren't going to cut it to jump up another spot. Didn't end up getting that big bite, but that is okay, because I got a big bite on the first 2 days on my way back to the ramp, and that ended up being more important. I finished the event in 4th place overall and got 3rd place in Angler of the Year. Super exciting. That also qualified me for Hobie Worlds. I didn't even know that that was on the table when I went out on this final day, because I'm kind of new to the whole kayak fishing thing. My little brother got 2nd place in Angler of the Year, and he got 5th place overall. So we went home with a lot of money from this tournament. Pretty neat. I'm really happy that I was able to make it work fishing one area for 3 days. That is very, very new to me. That is not my style at all. I like to move around a lot. And also I am horrible at grass fishing, and I fished in the grass for 3 days. So pretty excited to have done so well doing something that is completely outside my comfort zone. Hope you enjoyed. That's all I got for this one. Gonna go over the baits and my rods and reels in this next clip, but if you don't want to stick around for that, I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you stay up to date with my channel, even though it is not going to be kayak tournament stuff until February with the next Hobie BOS event.
Okay, rods and reels I used at Caddo. My chatterbait setup was a Veritas PLX 7-foot moderate, medium heavy with a Zeta on there, Abu Garcia Zeta. It's a 7:1 gear ratio. I think I only caught 2 or 3 fish on that. And then a lot of my other rods, I've got everything all switched around because I'm back home in Virginia and things are a little different here. But this is the reel that I used throwing a topwater. It's a Revo SX 7.1 to 1 gear ratio, throwing that topwater that I'm not really going to talk about. I think Brian said what it was, but I'm not going to just because I don't need to. Was throwing that on a Veritas PLX also, but not this one. I'm actually fishing a tournament tomorrow, and I don't feel like re-rigging all my stuff just for the video, so that is why things are the way they are. This is actually my jigging spoon setup right now, but it is the rod that I throw topwater on mostly. It's a 7-foot fast, medium Abu Garcia Veritas PLX. Drop shot setup did not catch many. I think I caught like 2 on it, but I think my biggest fish on day 2 was on it. Still has the same everything rigged up from the tournament. Haven't even touched it since then. But it's a 7-foot medium Abu Garcia PLX, and it's a fast action Revo X 30 size on there. 10-pound Berkeley X9 braid, I believe, and a 10-pound trilene fluorocarbon leader. Really great all-around spinning setup. This 7-foot medium, it's closer to a medium heavy, I would say, and you can do pretty much anything you do with a spinning rod, whether you're throwing a single swim bait on a jig head, a fluke weightless, drop shot, shaky head, wacky rig. This is my rod for almost everything I do. Ned rig, almost everything I do with a spinning rod is on that. The swimming worm setup, it has a small glide bait on it now, but that is it's another Revo SX. I really like the SX. I think I like it more than the STX, which costs a lot more. So I'm gonna be sticking with these probably from now on. But anyway, we're throwing 17-pound trilene fluorocarbon on that. This is a 7.4 fast, medium heavy Veritas PLX. Super great rod for a lot of things. This is what I flip like my lighter weight Texas rigs when I'm not using a straight shank hook and I'm using lighter weight lines. So when I'm, you know, flipping anything small on a lighter line, and kind of when you're more working the bait as opposed to just pitching it and catching them on the first drop. And yeah, I've caught a pile of fish on this. That was what I was throwing my swimming worm on, but as you can see, now it's got a little glide bait on there. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. I don't even have a reel on this one right now, but this is the glide bait setup, or the glide bait rod. It's a 7'6" fast, medium heavy Abu Garcia Veritas PLX. You've heard me say that a few times now. And that is the guy we were throwing. A 6-inch Fish Everything paperweight. These things are about to be discontinued, so I'm gonna try to get a couple more. Vic just told me he's discontinuing them, but he has another bait that he says is better, which I assume is probably a similar size, just a different mold that's coming down the pipe. So there's gonna be more good stuff coming from that. I got an A-rig on this reel now, but that's the reel I was throwing the Glide on, with 20-pound trilene fluorocarbon. That's just a Revo STX 7.1. I think all the reels I'm using are 7.1s. I wasn't throwing any slower gear ratios in the tournament. Yeah, that's it. Swimming worm, glide bait, top water, chatterbait, drop shot. I caught some on that swim bait too, but as you saw, you lose a bunch of fish on that. I hate throwing that, so I'm not even gonna talk about it. It's just something you gotta do sometimes in the grass. Hope you enjoyed. That's gonna be it for this year as far as the kayak fishing or the kayak tournaments go, but next year, looks like February, I'll be headed down to the Harris Chain for the first Hobie BOS of the year. So that will be when I pick back up on the kayak tournament stuff. In the meantime, I'm always fishing for something, somewhere, in some capacity. I'm fishing a tournament on a power plant lake tomorrow, so that should be pretty fun, and gonna be filming that one. So there'll probably be something between now and that video, but at some point there will be more bass fishing coming. I don't know if the next video I'm posting is gonna be bass or not. Anyway, hope you enjoyed.